see all sorts of cool stuff at Trump rallies. Like there's a license plate that says God, family, country. And then on the side of it, it's got the Confederate flag. So I'm not sure which country they're talking about.
We all know what kind of country they're talking about. One that doesn't recognize the human dignity of massive swaths of the population by using fundamentalist Christian beliefs to justify their bigotry.
We can't just sit idly on the sidelines and allow satanic forces to take over our children and family and our values. We have to stand up for our values and our godly values.
Yeah, I do. You are a pastor, and this is your truck, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
What's the message that you're spreading out here today?
Well, you know, everybody's got to be involved in saving America and standing up with President Trump.
Case in point, Sean Moon, who runs a gun-worshipping church named Iron Rod Ministries as a militant offshoot of the Moonies cult from South Korea, is not only convinced that Trump actually cares about being a good Christian, but also that supporting his inherently bigoted policies is the only way to save America. In reality, our country needs to be saved from pastors like Moon, who peddle hate masked as religious values while getting filthy rich in the process. And speaking of peddling bigotry disguised as religion,
are you for or against gay marriage?
I'm against. Well, it's not biblical. I mean, I believe in what the Bible says.
If you're familiar with the Good Liars in the slightest, you should know that this was exactly the response Jason Selvig wanted to hear from this MAGA man.
Leviticus 20:13, if a man lays with a man as he lays with a woman, surely he should be put to death. I have a question. Have you ever eaten shrimp before?
But no, what?
Have you eaten shrimp before?
Yeah.
Do you think we should outlaw eating shrimp?
No.
Because in Leviticus it says not to eat shrimp.
I didn't read that.
Okay. It's in the Bible.
I didn't read it.
Have you ever eaten pork before?
Of course.
Do you think we should outlaw eating pork?
No.
It's in the Bible that you can't eat pork, though.
I didn't read it that way.
Should we outlaw gay marriage?
The silence is absolutely deafening. The Bible, admittedly, does have plenty of reasonable and valuable teachings, but using it as the basis of your political worldview, especially as a justification for marginalizing an entire section of the population, is a major problem.
What are your thoughts on gay marriage?
I don't believe in it.
You don't believe in gay marriage?
No, sir.
Why not?
Because it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Gay marriage, is that effective?
Absolutely.
How does it affect you?
Because you're forcing that onto my children. You're forcing that onto my grandbabies.
But how is it forcing it on them?
Look at it, man. It's all over the place. You go to the grocery store, you got to look at that.
But why does that matter? Why does that matter?
Cartoons, for crying out loud. Exactly.
The exact same thing could be said of any form of media that shows a hetero couple, but that, of course, doesn't compute whenever you're so blinded by your hatred for an entire community that you have to make yourself feel like the victim instead.
You're high five, but gay people exist, right? Why is that?
It is what it is, but don't force it over on me. I exist, okay? I exist as a straight man, all right?
But nobody...
Wait a minute. Why are you forcing your lifestyle over on me?
Who's forcing you to be gay?
Joe Biden and his crew.
Joe Biden's forcing you to be gay?
No, not forcing me. Make sure you get that right. I ain't gay and ain't got nothing to do with it, okay? Don't ask me.
No, but I thought you're saying he's forcing you. He's forcing you to be gay, or he's forcing you to be... What's he forcing?
The whole party is forcing their lifestyle over onto us, period.
When you're a part of the in-group that's had power over our society for centuries now, any kind of equality for marginalized groups feels like oppression. And clearly this man and the elected officials he votes for exhibit that superiority complex with every decision they make.
Nobody's forcing you to be gay. It's just so people can live the life how they want to live without persecution.
They are putting in schools, in our education for our children, okay, that it's okay to be that way, and it's not. It's ungodly. Period.
But you're saying like...
Period. There's no answer. There's no more question to that. Period.
For all the people in the back, recognizing the undeniable reality that the LGBTQIA+ community exists and everyone identifying with the community deserves the same exact dignity, respect, and protections under the law that this MAGA bigot is afforded, is only an indictment of himself and his failure to grasp the core tenet of Christianity. showing respect and kindness to others. Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Rick Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@TheRickStromShow. Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you.
You know, one of the amendments in the Constitution says that, there will be a separation between church and state. A lot of people are saying they want to see more church in state.
I do. I think so.
So certain parts of the Constitution, take it or leave it.
Yeah. So I believe fully in the Constitution. But I still
just not that particular thing.
They need church, or we need less government in our schools and more church in our schools, I think.
More church in our state.
This country needs to turn back to God. I think we bring God back into this country, place it back in our schools, place it back in our courts.
Am I correct in saying that you're not a constitutionalist then?
I am a constitutionalist, but I believe that the Constitution has been twisted to fit certain perspectives.
Well, it's just that the separation between church and state is a pretty important thing. So it sounds like you want church and state to kind of go back together.
Sure.
You can't make it up. These people couldn't care less about free speech, freedom of religion, the rule of law, or anything else they claim to hold dear. It's all about power and feeding that superiority complex by stomping down on the marginalized groups that they feel threaten their power and status in society, which is exactly why they have no problem looking past Donald Trump's documented history of abusing women, racism, bigotry, and literal crimes, because they know he's fighting for their goal of reshaping America into a Christian nationalist nation.
I believe God uses people and Satan uses people, so there's good and evil in this world. So I vote biblically correct, not politically correct. So
you said you voted biblically correct, not politically correct.
Not politically correct. Now, with the world's view, I am a Republican. I will vote. The Republicans, I believe in what their platform stands for.
In Leviticus, it says, if a man lays with a man, surely he should be put to death. Is it okay to teach kids in school that it's okay to kill gay people?
The Christians aren't the ones out there killing, but you go to these other countries, they're the ones that you will be stoned to death for homosexuality.
You're okay teaching kids that homosexuality is punishable by death?
I'm okay with it in the Bible.
Is it okay to say that if a man commits adultery, that the man and the woman that he had an affair with should be put to death?
That's all biblical.
That's okay?
I'm okay with the Bible being taught.
So are you okay with a story of a brother and a sister having sex together? Are you okay with that being taught to kids?
I'm okay with the Bible being taught.
You're okay with a story of a brother and a sister having sex with each other. You're okay with that being taught to young children?
That's not what's being taught. They're going to teach the kids 10 Commandments and what God believes. Just because these stories these stories are on the news every day.
What more needs to be said? If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.